Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. My worst nightmare is Robbie Anderson's dream Perna. Robbie Anderson had a dream he was playing with Tom Brady, but later admitted it was just a practice, so it could have been the Pro Bowl, which is hilarious, because we all know Tom Brady never attends the Pro Bowl. So unless Anderson actually leaves the Jets, he'll have to continue to close his eyes to see passes come to him from Tom Brady, as it's the Buccaneers now who are reportedly ready to go all in for Tom Brady. The number one place I do not want to see him go. Honestly, if I had to get coronavirus to stop Tom Brady from going to the Buccaneers, I'd do it. But that's because I'm not selfish. I'm not a selfish person. I'm not a selfish person like all of those toilet paper hoarders. Today we've got Gronk about to sign with the WWE, Josh Norman going to Buffalo for some reason, Marshall Yanda retiring, all the low-key moves before the big moves happen next week. That's good, sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. You're not going to be able to leave your house anyway, so that seems like a smart move. I do have a pubic styling announcement, sponsored by Manscaped. The breaking news is that your balls have never been safer. The Lawnmower 3.0 is now available. After more than 18 months of development, the Lawnmower 3.0 is the greatest ball trimmer ever created. The 3.0 features an LED light to illuminate those dark crevices where grooming below the belt gets a little tricky, a new no-slip diamond textured grip, new anti-tug trimmer guards, and the advanced skin-safe technology that your testes testified in the name of with the Lawnmower 2.0. Plus, the Lawnmower 3.0 packages a longer battery life up to 90 minutes. I have a promo code TGS20. TGS20 will get you 20% off plus free shipping when you buy the Perfect Package 3.0. Sign up for the replenishment plan for 2 free gifts, 20% off, and a replacement blade every 3 months that work with both the 3 and 2.0. So this has been your pubic styling announcement. Links below if you need them. We shall begin with Joshua Norman, who signed a 1-year, $6 million deal worth up to $8 million with incentives with the Buffalo Bills. And my question here is, why? Josh Norman played so bad last year, I thought about adding him to my anti-all-decade team. That video will be live Saturday for my Patreons on Patreon. Saturday, anti-all-decade team. Teasing you with that. Now, Josh Norman will reunite with Sean McDermott, who Norman had the most success with back in Carolina. Also, Josh Norman will be joining a defense that has a very good secondary. I'd say 5 of the Bills' top 10 defensive players are corners and safeties. So it makes sense that the Bills would try to diminish that, just in case Tom Brady leaves the AFC East. The only way to keep the Patriots atop the division is to make their biggest challenger worse. So nice job, Buffalo. In similar news, the Dolphins released safety Rashad Jones, Pro Bowl safety, to free up $5.3 million in cap space. And Jones was injured a lot last year, and at age 34 is probably on the decline. But pretending like the AFC is placating the Patriots is a much more fun narrative than the facts. Like, Josh Norman might actually be serviceable in a situation where he's more of a role player in Buffalo. The Texans are letting their aging corner, Jonathan Joseph, hit free agency, and don't forget Aqib Talib is also out there as well. So there's a nice, ripe, if you will, market for corners. I think Talib's the oldest of all of those guys. Maybe Jonathan Joseph is older, but I would take a shot on Aqib Talib. I think he's got another year in him, or 2. The Baltimore Ravens, 8-time Pro Bowl offensive lineman Marshall Yanda has retired. Yanda was so good, he got Joe Flacco to show up to his press conference to admit he's getting old.
It's kind of a weird point in your life when you start to see guys that you played the majority of your career with retire.
It's one of those things you don't really need to admit, like that the Titanic is sinking when everyone is already in a lifeboat. Well, not everybody. If Yanda played tackle instead of guard, he'd be as famous as Joe Thomas. The dude had such an impressive career, probably the best guard of the last decade. Since 2015, he has given up just 2 sacks. 2 sacks, where 3.5 of those years, he had the statue Joe Flacco in the pocket. 0 sacks were allowed between 2016 and 2018. Okay, he was injured most of 2017, but in 2016, he split time between left and right guard. 0 sacks allowed there. That is a big hole for the Baltimore Ravens to try and fill this offseason. Somehow, though, they never miss on offensive linemen in the draft, so I wouldn't worry too much, Baltimore. Plus, you have the fastest fucking quarterback on earth who is difficult to bring down. The best news of the week, though, is that former Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski is close to finalizing a deal with the WWE. Now, this rumor's been floating around since 2017 when Gronk made an appearance at WrestleMania. And they are saying Gronk could make his WWE debut as soon as March 20th. Just like Tom Brady has the perfect lips for a child, Gronk was chiseled by the gods to be a perfect pro wrestler. Of course, this could either mean he's really not going back to New England, or this is just a way for him to get paid to get back into football shape for an NFL comeback. Either way, I'm glad he chose this route. And honestly, the only way we won't see Gronk make his debut if he signs is if WWE WrestleMania is canceled, which is now a very real possibility. The Tennessee Titans are working on signing Ryan Tannehill and not Tom Brady. Thank you, Tennessee. Tannehill and Tennessee should likely work out a long-term deal before free agency, which I believe is the right move for the Titans. Basically, you need to watch the Monday midday franchise tag deadline. Tannehill could get a new deal signed before then, but the CBA indecision makes that dicey. So if the Titans tag Tannehill before Monday at noon, that would indicate they are likely to get a long-term deal done, and they'd officially be out of the Tom Brady sweepstakes, which is the only sweepstakes I have never wanted to win. Damn you, Publishers Clearinghouse. I put a lot of my retirement stock in winning that fucking thing. Now I've got nothing. If Ed McMahon wasn't dead, he'd be getting an earful right now. And the word is also out that Tom Brady wants to have roster input on whichever team he goes to, kind of like LeBron James has in the NBA. I think this just means whichever team gets Brady also gets Antonio Brown, making Tom Brady the world's best rapist's wingman since the plant that Harvey Weinstein jerked off into. The team that may actually spend for Tom Brady, unlike those poser-ass Raiders, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs have the money with $85 million in cap space. That's third most heading into free agency. The lure of no state income tax, and the kind of humidity that will always make the ball easy for Tom Brady to grip. Brady doesn't need Antonio Brown if he does go to Tampa. I don't even want to think about a 5-pronged receiving group that features Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard if O.J. Howard starts playing like a real fucking O.J.
Hey, Twitter world, yours truly.
And Antonio Brown. All they really need to add there for Tom to be very successful is a running game. Oh, don't do it. And stop saying you've been saying this for months that Tom Brady might go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I've been saying it for months too. You know why? Because it makes a lot of fucking sense. The Buccaneers would be in the market for a quarterback possibly after Jameis Winston had the best year any quarterback's ever had. And because there are so many weapons there for Tom Brady that it was pretty obvious. We also learned that NFL 2K will be coming back, so Madden won't be your only football video game choice. I don't really know what this means. I never played NFL 2K. I was more of a Game Day 98 type guy. I don't play a lot of video games because I have to make these damn YouTube videos every day. My dream is they still make a NFL football game that is also a first-person shooter. Now that'll get me back into the video game. And finally, wide receiver Tyrell Williams on the Colin Cowherd show stated that the biggest difference between playing for the Raiders versus the Chargers was the fans. That they actually had home games in Oakland. that there are Oakland fans everywhere, that they are into the game. You know it's bad when a former player starts taking shots at an entire fan base that no longer exists. Chargers fans are like the dodo birds of the NFL. Ironic, they'd go extinct considering their most popular quarterback is the most fertile gunslinger to ever do it. And there you have it, there's never an offseason for making Phillip Rivers fertility jokes. And I'm personally looking forward to seeing whether the city he goes to has the infrastructure to support a family of that magnitude. Oh, thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, at Brandon Perna. If you care to follow me in those social media, blah, blah, blah.